Welcome back, guys. Paladin Piper with a special guest. Y'all ain't seen her in a while.
Nope.
So you're getting a twofer tonight. The first is a NABO. The second is the long-awaited Bigfoot story.
Good.
Yes. So in my Royal Demuth from the 1930s, Captain Black Cherry. Yes, this is for her. And this is the new Captain Black Cherry, and actually I don't mind it. It's a little bit less overpowering to me than the old stuff, but
Smells good. Well, in the pack, you can't smell them lightly when you're smoking them.
so maybe I should have smoked something else. All right. So anyway, Blake, 1827, had a giveaway. And he basically just said to email him with whatever partition that you wanted. Well, naturally, I wanted Burley's. So I got that today, which I didn't think it was going to be this much, buddy. But in that said package is McBaron's Dark Twist Roll Cake. Now, I tried this with my buddy Hondo years ago, and I didn't like it, but I will try it again. She didn't like the smell of this, at least in the package.
I'm picky.
This is another one I've always wanted to try, and I have not, and I will do a review on this. This is Peter Stokkebye's Toasted Burley.
Maybe. No.
This is her favorite. Now, I've had plenty of this, and I enjoy it. And she actually has already commented on the room note plenty of times before. She doesn't remember, but Burley Light without the bite.
Yes.
Now this is one, I don't remember if I tried this Yuli's blend when I went through my Yuli's journey, but Double Lot. I think this is one that may have had a licorice casing, if I remember, and I think I did like it, but
No.
Daughters and Ryan Ryback Gold. Now I have only had a little bit of Daughters and Ryan. I believe I had Rinpoche years ago, maybe 3 sales. This is Ryback. It's a really thin cut, almost a shag.
I always like a good shag.
Shag and wagon.
No.
This is definitely one that is my top 5 Burleys, and I will have this again. Definitely try that and smoke that. Solani Aged Burley Flake.
No.
This is one
Oh, no.
that
I'll get that for you.
oh hello. This is one that was originally manufactured right here in Louisville, Kentucky, and it might still be. I'll have to look it up. And it was from the Finster brothers. We're downtown Louisville. 5 brothers. Now, this stuff was super strong when I tried it years ago, so I will try it again, but it's going to be in a small pipe. It was downtown,
Maybe.
next to the Galt House, I think. And this one is Chatham Manor, the Carter Hall match. I tried Chatham Manor years and years ago. I really don't remember it, but I'll give it a try again.
No. Is that it?
Oh. One other thing. I was relighting. This is the Lebio Larson 1864 Perfect Mixture. Brand new. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that. You didn't have to send me all this. But this is an aromatic. It's got some orange and some other stuff. I'll probably try this pretty soon. I'll probably have her out there maybe if she'll join me to do a smell. But I thought she'd enjoy the cherry tonight. Apparently she can't smell anything, so.
No, I can smell stuff, but my sniffer has not worked well in, what, over a year?
No, I guess ever since you had COVID last.
I can smell it.
All right. So, for Pipe on the Mountain and Uncle Willie. This is our Bigfoot story.
Let me go check on the little one. You can start telling.
Okay.
Tell them slowly.
So it was in the year 2014, 15. Now let me preface this really quick. I have spent a lot of time in the backcountry. I was a scout. Did it just for fun. She and I rock climbed for 11 years. Very high intensity rock climbing. Had a couple of near-death experiences rock climbing. And we have never experienced anything like this before or since. So, 2015, we decided to go to Colorado to do some backpacking.
It was before 2015.
Was it before 15? Okay,
Well,
14,
I
2014.
birthed in 2015.
That's right. It was before that. Maybe it was 2012. I don't know.
It was before we were married.
I don't think so. I think when I looked up, there's a whole point of this is that it's on the BFRO's website. So I'll try and put a link.
We were married. The Idaho was before we got married.
Yeah. See Pipe on the Mountain? We went to Idaho before we got married. So anyway,
Oh, how dare we?
we decided to go to Colorado, and we were going to do the Eagle's Nest Wilderness, which is a really nice area, and we were going to hike to a place called Mirror Lake. And we went in June. 2013, okay. So we went in June of that year, and we were what, 5 miles in, about something like that,
Around that.
and we hit 6 feet of snow that had not melted on the trail. The snowpack
So much snow.
was, I'm 6'1", the snowpack was up to my head and in some places taller. Didn't have any snow equipment, didn't have any snowshoes, nothing like that. We didn't really plan on it. So we just decided to keep trudging forward as far as we could. Well, as we're going, and we're post-holing through the snow, and there was like a little creek that was underneath it at one point. I mean, it was bad.
That's where we stopped, is when I post-holed through the snow. And I remember I was like up to here, and you couldn't come get me because I was in the middle, and I went first because I was lighter.
That's
And
right.
I said, I think there's water under me.
Yeah.
And then I had to figure out how to climb out of the hole without you coming into the snow.
Okay. So
I'm trying to see if I have any of the good snow pictures, but
you still have it?
there's some of the snow.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys can see that camera to camera.
And it would be funny, it'd be like these big snow drifts at times that would be like 6 feet tall or 6 feet deep, it seemed like. And then there'd be like patches where there wasn't snow at all, but you couldn't get to them. So, I mean, I know the snow probably didn't blow there, but like you couldn't get tight to where there was no snow. Like that was the trail.
Yeah. So anywho, so we're trying to get through this thing, and we're pretty fast hikers typically, but going through that, I mean, we maybe made a mile in 2 or 3 hours. I mean, it was pretty hard. So, oh yeah,
There's some of it.
that was me. A lot bigger then. But anyway, so we get to this lake called Surprise Lake. Oh, before we get there, that was the other thing. I said to her a couple times, I'm like, I hear growling. And it wasn't growling as in like a bear or a mountain lion, or it was just a different growl.
Yeah, we assumed it was a mountain lion.
Yeah, we assumed it was a mountain lion, but I
Just on and off.
So we get to this lake called Surprise Lake. Oh, there we go. Look at her with all the pictures up there. And we kind of go down toward the water there, and there's a little flat area. And she said she thought she saw something on the opposite side of the lake that she tells me later.
I figured it was a deer or a bear.
Okay. I was like, I didn't see
Something
it.
big, brown walking.
Okay. So we set up camp, and pardon me, we get everything out, and I don't know what I was doing, but I heard 3 distinct wood knocks.
We were in the tent.
Oh, we were in the tent? I thought it was out.
No, we were in the tent getting bedding set up, and you hear them.
Okay.
Because I have to be a smartass in a little while.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. I was like, that's kind of weird. It wasn't like a woodpecker, like dee 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 dee. It wasn't like that. It was like dunk, dunk, dunk. Now, we hadn't seen anybody on this trail really since the beginning of it, right?
We didn't see anybody. We were the only car parked there when we got there.
Okay.
Didn't see anybody. They said there typically was, you can usually run into somebody that would do just day hikes. But when we were going, it was farther out.
I think we went in the middle of the week too.
Yes.
So anyway, because
I can tell you what day we went.
Yeah. See, look at this. When we go backpacking, we don't want to be around anybody because that's not the point of backpacking, in our opinion. You go to be in nature.
Like a Tuesday or something.
It's gonna be a long video, guys. So get your pipe, relax. Okay. So anyway, I look around.
You're like, it's a woodpecker.
Yeah, and I was thinking it was a woodpecker, but it wasn't that diddly. It was doot, doot, doot. And it was rhythmic, but it wasn't rhythmic to the point of, it wasn't erratically rhythmic, if that makes sense.
Right.
So then Mrs. P over here decides, we watched the Bigfoot shows.
And I was like, it's a rock being thrown against a tree.
Maybe that's what you know what? It might have, yeah, that might have been, okay.
And at first we were like, it's woodpecker. And you were like, I don't know. And I'm like, no, it's a rock or a stick being hit against the tree. Listen. And we got out, and remember, I was a smart ass that started getting rocks and throwing against the tree.
So then she hits one against the tree, and then immediately back it was like bonk, bonk.
But it wasn't like an echo. Like, we know the difference between like an echo and something that's not that same sound.
Yeah.
We've heard plenty of echoes in the forest.
You did it a few times. Like and it was really like.
Well, it would be, so remember there was a couple that was immediate, because that's what we thought was an echo at first. We were like, maybe, but it sounds different. It's coming not in the same direction.
Right.
The way the sound would travel. Then there was some that were like we would throw, and it was like a pause. But it was like, it was always repetitive. It was like always, if I did it, they did it.
Right. So.
I'm a smart ass like that.
At this point in time, when we were backpacking, we had a little Kodak. It was like an underwater adventure camera. It was the stupidest little blue thing, I remember. I mean, it was like.
Out of my camera.
Yeah.
It didn't take great pictures.
Yeah, like it.
Video was horrible.
Yeah. So I'm kind of.
those cameras back in the day.
I'm a little freaked out at this point. You know, I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like, what's doing this, right? Because at first I thought, okay, it was kind of a joke, and then I'm like, oh, there's something.
Like you did 5 miles in.
Yeah, I'm like, either there's somebody out here messing with us, or something's up. So, I don't know if you threw the rock, or it knocked again, but I was trying to find where the sound was coming from.
Well, I picked up the stick. And went.
So maybe.
The stick.
Okay. Okay, so she was hitting the stick against the tree then, and so whenever it did it back. So the lake kind of comes down into this bowl, and we were down on the low area, and I look up the hill, and I see something like dark behind a tree real quick, and I was like, I didn't just see that. I didn't just see that. And I told her, I'm like, something's up there behind the tree, and she's like, what? And so I think you hit the tree again, right?
Hit the tree, and then I was like, well, I'm just gonna go up there.
Yeah, and I was like, I think there's something up there. Like it's like something moved, and the thing is that when it poked its head back around, you could clearly see, and I got a picture of it, and it's really blurry and it's horrible, and I'm shaking when I took it, but you can see it was I'm gonna say cone head, but it looked like a dome head with a big brow ridge. And you could see some eyes. Well, when it would go back behind the tree, So it popped out, and I was like, there it is. I'm trying to get a picture. When we go back behind the tree, there was massive daylight behind it. Like it, yeah. Let's see.
That's zoomed up. But
Yeah, it's zoomed up, but right there.
And a lot of people would say, "Oh no, that's the tree brush."
Yeah.
But it would be,
it was a hole there.
And that tree brush would go tree brush, no tree brush.
Right. You could see the sky through there. I mean, this thing was that big, and there was a tree that was next to it. Onto the right of it. It would have been his right. Yeah, my left.
It wasn't the sky, but it was like.
I could see clear through the sky.
Yeah. And there was like a little snowbank in front of it.
Yes.
Almost.
Yes.
But because it took me a few minutes to find where he was looking, because he couldn't get his words out. And so when I finally focused
I was kind of freaked out.
You can literally see it going.
Yeah. Like I just kind of. All right. So.
He wouldn't let me go up there and check it.
Hell no. At this point, I was pretty freaked out. I'll be honest. So. When did it start moving? So
that was around dusk.
Okay.
It was like early dusk when all that happened. Around shortly after, we were like, because we discussed, like, do we want to pack our shit and try to get out of here? And you were like, yes, let's pack our shit, let's get out of here. And I was like, okay, it's dusk and we're 5 miles in and we have to fucking trudge through some snow. Oh, sorry.
I'll have to bleep those out.
We'll have to trudge through some snow. No. We're gonna have to make it last here. By the way, I'm allergic to pine for those areas. So I'm like, we have to sleep. Well, I have to take Benadryl when we're up in those areas because I'm so allergic to pine. So I might take Benadryl and pass out for the night. This one's up all night. But like before I fell asleep, and he was up, you could hear knocking. It'd be like here, then like here, then over here, over here, and it would be.
It was like they were talking through the knocks.
Yeah.
And so she goes to sleep.
I passed out on Benadryl.
And I remember all night the knocking.
There was the rock clicking.
Yes.
Too.
So it was someone took 2 rocks and was hitting them together.
It almost sounded like how otters clack rocks together to like use them as tools. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but it's that same sound of like otters using it to open oysters or clams. That's like sound.
Yes. But the thing is it was like it was getting closer. So like I'm sitting there listening, I'm like, it was kind of bouncing everywhere, and then like it would quiet down, and then it would do it again, but it was closer. And I'm like, okay. So eventually it just stopped. I fall asleep.
We both woke up super early.
Super early.
Packed our shit.
Stuff.
Stuff.
And then we hiked out. We wish we would have gone back up the ridge or the hill there where I think I saw whatever I saw.
Yeah, we get like past the snowy part and we're like, why didn't we walk up there in the morning?
And see if we could find footprints. But I did find on that BFRO's website there was footprints. Pardon me. Not too far from there, up like a bank, a steep snow bank.
It was around Surprise Lake, I think. But I think it was farther up, like where we were trying to go on the other side.
Maybe.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I looked at it.
So the irony of the whole thing is like, we come out and we decide to do, not Long's Peak where you were, Gareth, but Pikes Peak. I think it was Pikes Peak, where all the Bigfoot signs were. And we start seeing all these Bigfoot crossing signs, and I'm like, okay. And so then we talked to somebody.
Yeah, we talked to somebody somewhere.
Like in a restaurant or something, and they're like, oh yeah, people claim to see that stuff. I'm like, really? And I'm sitting there going, So then as a joke, I totally was making this as a joke. I put my little thing in on the BFRO's website, and I'm like, yeah, I think I saw Bigfoot. Because I'm thinking like maybe this guy will call me, or not call me, but email me and be like, yeah, no, you didn't. Your imagination went crazy, which
could be.
Could have been.
We had shared psychosis.
Maybe. There I am. So dude calls us, and he talks to her first,
Well, he interviewed both of us basically.
but then we did it separate. I think we did separate first and then together.
Separate, and then together.
And he's like,
Maybe wrong. Maybe it was just together. I don't remember. It's been so long.
I know. I think he did separate because I remember thinking he's treating us like marriage and family counseling.
Oh, that's right. Because he called me, then he talked us together at a different time, I think.
Yeah, it was over 2 days or something. But anyway, so he tells us he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I have a plan to go up there, and check that place out because he's like, I've heard more and more stories up there.
And we sent him the pictures we had.
And he's like, it looks like there is something there from that picture. He's like, it's bad. And I said, I know, I'm one of those people. Like every time we would watch those stupid shows, be like, oh man, they can't get a freaking clear picture.
Why didn't they take a video?
Because I was like doing this. I mean,
I think the video we did, I think there was a small clip of a video, but you couldn't make anything out.
Yeah, because I was shaking pretty bad.
And then like we had a picture, I remember, of like that. And you could show them the whole picture. I mean, it's so you can see like how far you are.
Yeah, you can see the head. So you see a big tree. I don't know. You guys see that? You see the big tree there, and then its head is right there.
Yeah, like right in there.
Yeah. So.
But it's like a good distance away.
It's pretty far up there.
I think was zoomed up. That camera was.
Yeah. So we were zoomed up. That's why it's so blurry. And I was shaking.
Yeah, because we had other pictures that, like, literally, like, you couldn't see anything. But we had sent him, like, the series of pictures we had taken.
So, anyway, that's my Bigfoot story.
And it was definitely, like, this, like, weird...
It make the hair on your neck stand up.
Eerie feeling that night when all of that was going on. But I'm kind of smart, but... at times. And he was like, stop knocking on the trees.
And she at the beginning, I was like, because when I said something, she was like, yeah, right, whatever. And I'm like, no, I think it's like echo, back and forth. And she was like, okay, watch this. And then it did back. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I don't think I have all the pictures downloaded on here. Seeing if I had any more. We didn't take a lot of pictures that trip. Because that was before, you had all the smartphones.
Right. We didn't have the nice smartphones then.
And we didn't take my nice camera. We just took the little sport.
Right, the little sport one, because we were afraid, one, weight. We were always weight conscious. And then two, if we dropped it and broke it, I mean, she has a nice camera I got her, but the thing weighs 5 pounds.
Remember I took it the one time and I hit the lens.
Yeah.
And like bumped
beat it up.
And it was, I had to get it to fit right again.
Yeah. So there you have it. It's our Bigfoot story. Whether we saw anything or not, I don't know. That whole thing was weird. But there you go. All right, guys. 23, almost 24 minutes in. I think it's time we shut this off. We will see you very soon on another Paladin Piper video. Take care, guys.